Alright, these are highlights from Monday. Now, I wasn't that anxious to trade today because it was Columbus Day. Anytime you have a bank holiday, you kind of get low volume, whippy trading. I can show you an example of that here in a little bit. But Illumina ILMN is one we had on watch because of the big gap down on Friday. This is what it looked like after the close Friday. And they bought it up. There was no bottoming tail or anything. So I'll add today's candle, and you can see it didn't do much. But on an intraday basis, I called this one because I was looking for, it stayed in a fairly decent little range here after the opening bell. I mean, it stayed in a fairly tight little range. So what I was looking for was I wanted to be in this if it was going to break its early high, because something after that big gap down on Friday, the following session, if it starts, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes into the session, starts breaking new highs and lighting up the new highs ticker, people pile in because you get that kind of group chase, if you will. Hey, I knew that thing was overdone to the downside, and they start seeing it, and so they pile in. I wanted to find a way for our members in without having to buy the high of day break, and my call was right over this green candle here. Let me get my little arrow right over this green candle here with a stop below it. It worked out great. 27.32 was the entry. Stop was only 13 cents below, and it made it to 28.20. It did briefly get through Friday's high, and I thought it might even continue nicely higher over that, but it just didn't hold on. But sold some of the initial pop, some more up around 28, and then that doesn't sound right. 30 cents on the first bit. The rest I think was up around 28 in case it couldn't get through. And then the rest on a trail stop as it came back down. So that was a call. And then we also had PCS. Show you the daily on that one. Just got killed on Friday. This is what it looked like. And we were watching this sell-off on Friday like this. Oftentimes when you get a big sell-off and then that big push down on Friday, which we actually called this on Friday over this candle and got a 20 cent move out of it on Friday. But whenever we have a setup like that, we call that our potential final push down. Trying to get better at watching the same stock the next day, because oftentimes they give a decent setup. So we had this on bounce watch today, and it put in a nice little base here and called it over this base basically as a bounce play. A break at the 30-minute high, 8.30, stop about a dime below at 8.20, and it made it to 8.70. So that's still not a bad risk reward, not a bad pop on an $8 stock, a 40-cent move. So that was it. I didn't call a bunch today. The market was up big. And what a great close. But you can see this was the SPY, the overall S&P here. You can see the gap up this morning. And after the run up for the first 45 minutes, sideways for literally 3-4 hours, then it looked like it was rolling over and then closed strong. Now there's no way to predict that, so I didn't call any trades into this sell-off as a bounce. But it is nice to see the market closing strong like that. And if you didn't get in something early, and we did with ILMN, most of the day was just sideways chop. I'll cover reports Tuesday after the bell, which is the official opening of earnings season. So now, hopefully, the whole market won't move in lockstep. We'll have individual individual anomalies that we'll be able to trade and chat. It's always a little tougher when the whole market seems to trade in lockstep. And if anyone is following my OMEX swing trade, nice close there. They had good news again today. They found another ship with more silver, and it's up slightly above my average now. Like I said, I didn't average in enough down here. This is an IRA trade. Somebody messaged me and said, hey, you contradict yourself. You say never average down in your trading rules, and that is absolutely true on a day trade. As an IRA type trade, this was an average down scenario. I just didn't do a great job myself. I should have had an average under 250 and didn't do it very well. It's above my average now, but it looks pretty good on the 60-minute chart here. After the gap up here, after the crazy move back here, and then the gap up on the 7 million ounces of silver that they have access to now and rights to, 80% of it. Nice pullback, and then it really looks good up over this 280 area. Like I've said before, if this gets over 3, could see 450 or 5 shortly after hitting 3. The chart looks pretty interesting here. This high back here, 334, so up over 3. Maybe we make a move to 334, and then you have another catalyst here, 356. I didn't expect, and I don't expect all this to happen fairly soon. I expected this move, the big breakout, to happen in the spring when they get closer to harvesting all their stuff. But maybe they'll have some more surprises up their sleeve between now and the end of the year. So it does seem to find buyers every day lately, and that's a good sign if you're following along. All right, have a great night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.